Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Da 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 da! You sound insane. You realize that? Yeah. The whole world gone crazy. Seriously? Yeah. It's showtime.
What up, ma'am fam? It's ya boy, Big RBZ here in the Mad About Movies. Is this a VIP
HQ.
lounger? We're in the HQ.
This is a main feed.
Oh, then we're on the main feed. Okay, so we're with the whole man fam,
hotter.
not just the VIP.
It is hot in here.
It's crowded. You know, it's not the exclusivity of the VIP
Right.
room, but that's okay. I'm here with my hombres. You've got Kent Garrison.
Yo,
you got Brian
yo.
Gill. You're both wearing hats. I
Hello.
feel like I didn't get the hat.
That's the downside of
You can put on that Rough Riders hat if you want.
the downside of the VIP and our strict satin only policy is it gets really hot and
Yeah,
it is.
Satin doesn't go well with
It's not a breathable fabric.
We've learned
It's
that.
not breathable at all. It's not breathable.
Keep having to replace the underarms on this thing.
I keep having to replace the mouth hole in my mask. But
mouth hole.
it's the it was the
Satin
VIP.
machine masks.
It's
were a
just
bad
like eyes
idea,
wide
really.
shut. Yeah, it's just that kind of
That's what I picture the VIP glove. It's
You're just
eyes
walking
wide shut.
around. You're
From
not
the
touching
Pat
anyone.
Burrell
You're
collection.
you're just observing.
But no, we're here. We're here on the main feed. We're talking Lebowski, a 20-year-old movie.
Wow.
A fantastic movie, and one of the best, probably one of the funniest movies ever made. I'm excited to talk about it with you guys.
That's just your opinion, man.
What? What's your? What Coens have we done? We've done Hail Caesar,
No Country.
No Country, Hail
Raising
Caesar,
Arizona.
Raising Arizona.
Did we haven't done Fargo. That's your favorite movie.
Not
of all
as
time.
as a podcast. We've talked
Okay.
about it at length, but not
So those
officially
three
for an episode.
I don't think we've done anymore.
I think that's it.
I think that might be it. So
Okay.
this will be number 4.
Suburbicon.
No, Suburbicon as a writing.
That's a right. We've
What was
done
that?
Unbroken too.
Angelina
Yeah.
Jolie.
Yeah, they should direct their own work.
Yeah. Or just keep writing.
No, we
hitting
did
off
Inside
the
Llewyn
crack.
Davis as well.
We did do Inside Llewyn Davis.
We
Yeah,
did.
there
So
we go. In the early
these
days.
might be the
Gosh,
directors we've
love
done
that movie.
the most, right?
It's got to be up there.
The Coen Brothers.
I would say it's up there. Yeah.
Louis Lettier, we've done most of his films. So
Yeah.
Sadly,
Completist.
definitely the director we've mentioned the most is Louis Lettier.
yeah,
For good reason.
I need a Venn diagram of that.
I need the spin.
Perhaps a bar graph.
So, we're here talking Lebowski. Gosh, such a classic movie. Such such iconic performances, such great screenwriting. Such an interesting visual movie, too. It's just a perfect little movie.
Roger Deakins.
Yeah, it is. It's Roger Deakins all up in that. So let's talk about it. We'll start with Brian about your influence or your introduction rather to Lebowski and kind of in its relation to other Coen's brother, because you were a big Raising Arizona fan early.
Yeah.
So like when you saw this, what you thought immediately, what you think now, kind of grand thoughts.
So Raising Arizona, which we did a throwback on last year, was my favorite. Might still be my favorite, just from a.
Yeah.
I watched it so many times growing up, and then I didn't watch another Coen Brothers movie. I saw Fargo, and I'd seen Hudsucker Proxy. For some reason, I had like a high school business class where we watched Hudsucker Proxy like 4 or 5 times. Shout out to public schools.
We just had Stand and Deliver at our campus.
yeah.
Literally the only movie they had.
I'm not totally sure that I had seen that I'd really dug into the Coens until I'm looking through
Intolerable
filmography.
Cruelty. That's what sold you.
Yeah, Paris
Lady Killers.
Lady Killers was the thing. It was probably
the best Marlon Wayans
it was
Coen Brothers film.
Probably somewhere late college, early out of college. Because Fargo the first time around, I didn't get it. And I've since been in theaters where I was the one who got it and everyone else around me didn't get it. And Coen Brothers, Inside Llewyn Davis is a prime example of that, where there was only like 10
Hail
other people.
Caesar for me.
Hail Caesar, same thing, where the theater was mostly empty and I was cackling and people were literally turning around and looking at me like, what's the matter with this person? Because they just didn't get it. I didn't get Fargo the first time I saw it, and that kind of turned me on okay, maybe I'm just not.
Sure.
I'm not into this. So somewhere between, I don't know, 2004 and No Country for Old Men, I started going back and watching all of these and got it. Lebowski, I think, is maybe the most rewatchable of all of their movies, and yet I've only seen it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Strangely. I was saying this before we started recording. I don't rewatch their movies frequently, besides Raising Arizona, which I'd seen a whole bunch of times in middle school and high school and stuff. I don't rewatch them, and it's kind of a conscious decision because their movies are so unique and different and stylized, and I kind of just don't ever want that to... I don't want to ever lose the unpredictability of feeling like I'm watching. So watching Lebowski this last week was almost like re-seeing the movie for the first time. And approaching it from this is the first time I've ever watched it from a critical standpoint as well, and that is different. At least for me, I feel like there's a big difference in my watching.
Like when you saw Grown Ups 2, just watching it, you loved it, and then when you actually started nitpicking it,
exactly. Like when I looked at it from with my critics hat on, it really changed.
I don't want to like be a jerk, and I love you as a friend, but it's kind of it's kind of blowhardy, man, that you wear your critic's hat when you go to these screens that says I'm a critic.
Yeah, I need everybody to know. I always make sure I go in, just a little inside baseball here. I go in as soon as the theater opens for the day, not even that screening, but for the day, and I drape a reserved seat, satin banner over whatever seat I'm going to sit in, and I come back periodically through the day, even if it's not the screening, I'm going to make sure that nobody has sat there. I don't want it to be sullied in any way.
I understand, and I'm really enjoying the satin.
we're just this is 2018's bit.
We're swimming in that satin money.
We're just gonna keep it coming.
We're rich.
This the satin lobby. Pack is
cotton's gotten way too much pub lately.
It's just really
satin needs to make a comeback.
Satin's
unreal
for America.
So
and the troops.
So anyway, I think I would guess this was the 3rd time I've seen the movie, and it is so incredibly enjoyable and fun, and I've always known that. It's not like it was a surprise to me that Lebowski's a good movie, but watching this time around was even even more of a treat than the last time that I'd seen it, I think. So that's where I'm at. I loved it. I've always loved it, but I super loved it this time around, and there are just so many jokes and so many bits, and the whole thing is just it's paced beautifully. It has the music's great, the characters are great, the acting is incredible. Even down to, I love when a movie when like the 12th person in the movie is like Peter Stormare, and he's great, stuff like it. It's
Sam Elliott.
Such a it's just so strong on that front from a casting standpoint, and then you just add in the insanity that is the Coens, and I mean that obviously in a very good way. It's such a treat. It's such a treat.
This is back before. This is just a Joel Coen director because they couldn't. This is before the DSA would let you put 2 names on a movie, which is always they used to alternate kind of. This is. Kent, what about you? I'll say my thoughts. You give your intro to the film.
Yeah, I'm like Brian. I rewatch this a lot.
Yeah,
I watch this probably 2 or 3 times a year.
Same.
Just like random Saturday, nothing else to watch. I'm doing my dishes or whatever it is, cleaning up, doing laundry, and I'll just have this on. It's extremely enjoyable. I honestly get a fresh take on it every time I do. I notice something different every time I watch it. Something new makes me laugh every single time I watch it.
Yeah,
which is always fun. I think this is probably the most. I don't know, Fargo's great, but this might be the most well-written Coen Brothers movie in terms of dialogue.
Yes.
It's the amazing amount. Right. If you ever
I love that the dude bowling shoes sockless, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love, if you've ever read the screenplay to it, it's so detailed in the dialogue. I mean, the lines of the dude there's one where he's just like, that's just like your opinion, man. Like, even in the screenplay, it has every and like and pause.
Right.
It was all And Jeff Bridges will even say, it's like, man, you were so great as a dude. He's like, man, that script. Like, all I did was literally read the page.
Yep.
They wrote the character so well.
That's
what I really love about it. And the one-take dialogue scenes here, too, because you'll notice the first big one of the movie where you meet Walter and unchecked aggression here, and that rug really tied the room together. Most of it is all in one take, and they're just going back and forth. They're talking over each other. It's very naturalistic. And I think I get that more in this than any other Coen Brothers movie. The fact that this feels like a documentary in a way, oddly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It feels so much more real for some reason, and that's just because of how detailed the characters are. And Walter's bit with
Throwback is such a legend.
Sobchak, Vietnam, and his whole thing with the dog and
Pomeranian.
The Ringer is great.
Yeah.
The whites, dude. Dirty underwear. What is this, man? It's my dirty underwear. The whites. That made me laugh so hard last time.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
But I do. I revisit this a lot.
It's the best Tara Reid movie, for sure. I think we can say that.
Sharknado 4.
And I think it's just how random it is because
Corey was so good in this.
There's nothing it's really about in terms of
it's Seinfeldian.
It's Seinfeldian and other. The Fargo's about murder for hire, and this is sort of just about a guy that fits right in there, man.
Mm-hmm.
The time and place were perfect for him. It's a dude.
It's what's so great about it is it's a hard-boiled noir.
Yeah, Raymond Chandler,
movie, and then they just substitute the private dick for a stoner,
right?
And they make it set in 1992, and it's just like it's just that little. Everything else around it is just a classic kind of noir film, but then it's just these three idiots: the dude, Walter, and Donny, and then it just takes it on a totally different. So I guess he was kind of open racially, or no, they're not literally his kids. It's in the way it all pieces together. The story's actually it's a cool little mystery. Yeah. You kind of figure it out. So for me, this movie was always around. My mom's friends loved this movie, and then my mom didn't get it at first, so they used to constantly taunt her and say they pissed on your rug. Or the rug really tied the room together. And my mom was like, I hate that movie. And then she finally so I was like aware of it right when it came out, and then I saw it probably mid high school, so like 02, 03, so like 5 years after it came out. And then saw it again like late high school, and then started watching it pretty much weekly for about 5 years. My buddy Corey and I love this movie. We used to always watch it together. Producer Steven loves this movie. It's just
I don't know anybody that doesn't.
It's so
like
funny.
This movie at least,
it's so funny. It's probably my most. This or Wayne's World are probably the movies I quote the most, and it's really, really, really smart. In this, the characters are stupid, but they're saying kind of smart things accidentally. Say what you want about the tenets of National Socialism, dude, but at least it had an ethos. It's such a funny, such a funny line.
They're nihilists. Don't worry, Donny.
These men are cowards. And I was telling you guys earlier, the funniest thing to me about this movie, and I always love this, it's the high fidelity thing, where you hear Jack Black talk the whole time about he's got this band, and then at the end, he's actually really good. Yeah. And you think there's no way that's going to happen. This movie with Walter, he has all this military talk. And he's like this tough guy and blah, blah, blah. And you don't
think
believe
he's a buffoon the whole time. Yeah.
And then when push comes to shove and things actually have to get violent, he just wrecks like five guys. And he was not all talk at all. That's so fun. That's the easy way out is to just keep him silly. But it's like way funnier that he's like, oh no, he's like terrifying. Mm-hmm. He bites a guy's ear off. He does that one thing with the bowling ball where he just
smashes the dude's sternum. Yeah,
he's awesome.
So great. Whenever they had the ringer and they're going to drop it off, and he just bails out of the car with the Uzi, and the Uzi starts spinning around and firing everywhere. He's clearly broken his leg. Yeah, and they wreck the car.
That's very Raising Arizona in that scene.
And then he's like, "F it, dude, let's go bowling." Immediately cuts to him with a cig in his mouth, like bowling, and
Nothing's ever made smoking cigarettes and bowling alleys in those little plastic Miller Lite cups more appealing than this movie. Roger Deakins can literally make anything look awesome. And these are losers. I mean, they have these terrible apartments. They hang out at the bowling alley all the time. And, and they're the coolest people you've ever seen in your life.
They're leaving the bowling alley in that same scene, and it's the whole, they're going to kill that poor woman. Yeah. That whole thing. And Donnie goes, oh, yeah, how'd that go? And he goes, not bad. Dude's car got a little wrecked up, but other than that, not bad. It's completely failed the entire mission. Oh, yeah, how'd that go? Also, subtly famous is subtly funny is when he's like, put the piece away. They're calling the cops, man. The whole Market Zero thing, and they're leaving, and the cops are like storming the place. It's never mentioned. It's just like in the background as they're sitting in the car with the calmer than you are. That whole back and forth is and you see the cops like running in to the place.
Bowls in combat boots too, which is also awesome. Yeah. He wears shorts, cargo shorts, and combat boots. Every scene.
You brought the dog bowling? I didn't bring it bowling. I'm not buying it
a beer.
I'm not renting it effing shoes. Oh, I love it so much. They could have set the entire movie in the bowling alley, and it would have been funny without this whole caper, the mystery aspect of it. And I don't know what it is about the Coens in doing movies about murders and briefcases full of money, but their three best movies, this one, Fargo, and No Country, are all centrally revolved around that one idea.
Yeah, Bunny.
And
is there an ATM around here? Or is there a cash machine?
I'm just going to go to a cash machine.
Is there a cash machine around here?
I love that.
Yeah, he and Jeff Bridges is not. This is not a role you would. Now, of course, you do. He sort of is that.
Yeah. Wouldn't have expected it in 1998.
But 1998.
This is like the Arlington Road era of his career, and he's doing this.
By the way, the Bridges brothers, both of them, they grow hair They can grow a mane. They can go from a shaved head to a mane in like 3 months.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Their hair growth is so crazy.
Basically Samson.
Yeah. And gosh, Philip Seymour Hoffman as Corey.
He's so funny in this, man. Like the straight laced, like super straight laced guy. Ugh,
makes me sad.
Gosh, he's great.
I know
he was great.
This cast is unbelievable. I mean, you have honestly 3 of 15 of the great American actors in this of their era, or probably 4. I mean, Buscemi is unbelievable. John Goodman's. Jeff Bridges. I mean, there's a lot of Oscar nominations for a silly little movie like this.
A lot of Oscar nominations, a lot of AT and American Treasure potential. Too. Yeah, for sure. Sam Elliott's fantastic.
Yeah,
I love the Sam Elliott narration.
Me too.
That was something I don't think I really understood. I didn't get the first time through, and on second and third watch was just like
he's basically God.
Yeah, and it kills. 2 days of shooting too.
Didn't bite a beer.
I have a sarsaparilla.
Yeah,
is the most Sam Elliott thing to ever say. I feel like, but the whole approach of Sam Elliott saying, "Hey, wish you wouldn't cuss so much" or whatever he says is strong. Is a fun little, very Coen aside to kind of like shroud that character misery. I love when he's at the Treehorn Lodge and he does the pencil over what the guy just wrote down, and it's just an inappropriate picture. It's like, what? It's just so stupid.
Right. I love when he you're absolutely right. Smokey is great too. When they're sitting at the bowling alley, and there's that static wide of them all sitting at the bar, 3 in a row. It's the dude and Donnie and Walter. Mm-hmm. Donnie's sitting between them, and I love that. Donnie's drinking Diet Orange Slice. Like that's just the most random thing. He's like, "Gosh, I'm gonna go get a drink. All right, I'll have a Diet Orange Slice. That sounds good." There's such a funny culture with bowling too. This kind of comments on
and
it.
They like, and you're exactly. They comment on it without commenting on it, which I think is
not
brilliant. Gosh,
it's not. Yeah. And it's funny because this whole story about this murder and this $1 million ransom and everything, it's like. Well, what if it's during league play?
Yeah.
I told him if it was during league play that that's called out. Like that's first priority is like, well, what if it's during a tournament?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why he pulls the gun on the guy because he's like,
mark it down.
He's like, it's tournament play, man. I'm not messing around here. It's like this game.
This matters.
Put the piece down. They're calling the cops.
That he won't play on the high holidays and stuff. It's pretty.
I never play on Shaman.
Genius.
I never roll. I never drive. I never ride in a car.
Here's your part. Where the cops
She's going to kill that poor woman. Also, Donnie. Hilarious.
Yeah, man.
What does that guy have to do with anything other than, he dies at the end, right?
He's just the whipping boy. And a comment, I think, whether intentionally or not, it's easy to take it this way because in Fargo, he never shuts his mouth. And in this movie, literally all he's ever told to do is shut the F up, which is just pretty hilarious.
I mean, just every word that comes out of Walter Schilback's mouth is perfect.
I think so, too.
This is his. John Goodman loves this movie. He says if this is on, he's like, I forget it's me in it. This is my favorite movie. He's like really
cops.
into the cops running, and they're just chilling in the car.
Yeah, I think it's their best movie, their best script from a dialogue standpoint for sure, and that they're.
And it's all silly. That's what's so funny about it. It's them having fun.
It's ridiculous, but it works so well. I love that he calls the ferret a marmot. I don't know why, but that. Every time I've watched this, that it's what is this, a marmot, and then the ferret's just in his bathtub going to town. I think is hilarious.
I think so too. Also, the fact when they have the deal with the homework and bringing the homework to the Iron Lung kid, and this is what happens. You see what happens, Larry?
I love that Richard Nixon bowling picture so much.
Yes.
I want that so much.
I like that. And speaking of this scene where the dude's in his house, his guy comes over to say, hey, come to my play. Also slip the rent under the door whenever you can.
It's the 10th.
He's like, all right, man. And then they end up going to the play later on.
Yeah.
And they show up. And there's 4 people there. Walter walks in. He's completely suit and tie. Never mentions it at all. And then they go to the kid's house, and he's,
oh, God.
Is this your homework, Larry? Is this your homework? We know it's his homework. God, there's so many. Like, just the fact that he drinks White Russians is funny.
Yeah.
The opening scene where he's paying 67 cents for some half and half at Ralph's just so he can make his White Russian is good, too. The fact that Jeff Bridges wears his own clothes for pretty much half the movie, too, is funny.
Including the jellies,
What else?
The Chinaman is not the issue here. And, dude, Asian American, please.
It's not the preferred nomenclature here, dude. We've gone this far, haven't even mentioned the Jesus.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Yeah. Such a small role.
I know. And not really.
And you don't, you kind of don't.
They were
going to
do a spin-off movie.
Yeah. That's like if you.
Would have been a hard sell.
If you've never seen Lebowski and you were just kind of aware of it culturally, you would think that he's at least like the third lead in the movie, John Turturro, and instead he's in the movie twice, basically.
Yep.
In very short sequences, but they're very memorable. So.
Yeah, no, it's this weird yoga tantric stuff he does.
I thought it was really funny that in the
so funny,
so stupid. As they're preparing to start each scene, Bridges would ask Joel or Ethan or
did
both,
he burn?
Did I burn one on the way over? Mm-hmm. Yes, and then he would just dig his knuckles into his hands into his eyes to make him all bloodshed and stuff, and just bring a little bit different.
When Rich Lebowski invites him over and he's telling him about Bunny and the ransom, it's like, mind if I do a J? Kills me. He just pulls it out of his ear.
It's so funny. Yeah, Richard, you're right. Like I think what makes this movie so great. I think it's almost like this is 2 movies. If the Coens made a Raymond Chandler noir classic and made it like that, made it straight, it would still be really interesting and really probably very good. And if they made a full-on just stoner movie where the guy gets caught in something weird, that also would be great. And to combine those 2 things together,
you would never think
it's just brilliant.
So
Gosh, it's brilliant. Yeah.
It's also funny that the dude is never seen bowling in the entire movie.
Right, except the dream sequence.
Yeah. He's never... He's so into bowling, but we never actually see him bowl. Yeah, those dream sequences are super memorable, too.
They're so weird. And that... You watch this movie, and it's like, did Roger Deakins really need to do this movie? Probably not. We probably could have gotten anybody. But it's awesome that he did. And then you get into those dream sequences, and they're so different and weird
Yep.
and out there and visually stunning, and that's kind of where you're like, and there's the Deacon. There's what we needed.
Right.
There's why we needed him for this.
It was before he was kind
I
of
can get
Roger
you a
Deakins.
toe.
Roger Deakins. Believe me, there are ways, dude.
Don't be fortuitous, Jeffrey. We can talk about Julianne Moore too. Mother to all of us. She's great in this.
Yeah, I would say
I love Maude.
that whole plot line is probably the one that works least for me.
I
is
think
the
it's
Maude,
so
Is the
funny.
Maude Lebowski.
I'm on Team Kent with that one. That's
that movie could not have any of that in this, and I would still
I'd be fine with it.
be fine with it.
I think it's hilarious because then it throws in the more mystery because then she's kind of in on it because she's the real rightful heir, as
Right.
the daughter.
Sure, I understand, but I just every time it comes up, I'm just like, all right, next scene. I don't know, and I love
That
Julianne
is how
Moore.
I paint, though.
I love the guy comes in on a zip line. It's just so. I don't know. I think that I ride for that scene. I'll stick to my guns on that. Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one here that cares about the rule? Market 0.
It's a tournament game, dude. They wanted this not to have a very stylized look. I'm reading Brian in terms of Roger Deakins,
Right,
It was very subtle,
Right. Except for those dream sequences.
subtly well
they had
shot.
it really,
And
yeah.
stuff like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the B-roll stuff, like all the close-ups of the bowling and the slow-mo, the detail of all the drinks and everything. I think that stuff works very well. And that's what Roger Deakins is.
Love the one painted fingernail.
Yes.
On the Jesus.
weird cocaine nail.
Yep.
So.
He's wearing all purple jumpsuit. Too.
Yeah.
It was great. This movie is known
the ball.
for probably the dude's most famous line is, I hate the effing Eagles, man.
Yeah.
I've had a really rough day and I hate the Eagles.
And that they played the
Anything else,
Spanish
please.
version of
Yeah.
Hotel California.
It's
during,
so funny.
It's a funny.
Is
So-
that me?
They were going to use a Rolling Stone song in this movie, and they were like, all right, yeah, it'll be $200,000 to license it. But they actually read the script beforehand and saw that line about the Eagles, and then they waived the fee because they thought that was such a great line. And apparently,
man.
Jeff Bridges said that he met Glenn Fry, and that
Yeah.
Glenn Fry was like legitimately
He was
upset
pissed
about
about
this.
it,
Like
That's
that,
not surprising.
Not
that
surprising.
people,
And I like the Eagles,
yeah,
but
That's
as
not
people, not the most fun.
no, they're horrible people.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that. Condolences to the Wilson family. You heard right there?
But our sincere, thoughtful
Yeah,
condolences,
sincere.
thoughts and prayers.
Hashtag.
The look on Walter's face with the Jesus is so good.
I know. They're all kind of scared of him, and
Yeah,
he's just not
like,
at all.
I've had it with this turd. Yeah. Brilliant. Gosh.
Okay. Well,
Had to go door to door.
8-year-olds, dude.
so the reputation for this movie is maybe the biggest cult classic of our
Yeah, have either of y'all ever been to one of the showings?
No, I'd love
No.
to. We should
Alamo
do that together.
does that like every year. It
I
seems
feel like it would be
there's a-
super obnoxious.
I
Probably,
think so too.
but-
This is one of those things too. Unfortunately, love the movie. One of my favorite movies ever. And the humbling of Jesus is so funny here too. But I kind of hate Lebowski fans.
Sure.
Yeah, it's
okay.
annoying.
It's like there's a certain. I'm trying to think of a music or something comp. Like I love the art itself, but the people who will love that art.
LMFAO.
yeah,
The LMFAO
ICP.
heads are the worst.
ICP is
Gosh.
great music, but the Juggalos,
See, I'm the opposite.
we can all agree that their music's awesome, but like if it didn't have the culture around it.
Oh man!
I want to go bowl at this.
You think there's any
man?
Mam Fam that are juggalos?
I hope.
Email
if,
us.
if you are, let us know. Or send us a raven or something. I don't know if they have
What you
email.
do? Send a signed Fago, please.
This would be a
Spray
great.
it around the room next time we record.
Should be a great subject. Or if you opened a bowling alley, it called it Lebowski's and made it look
Yes.
just like this place
Yes.
with all the lights and everything, the
It
bar.
would be pretty
They
cool.
keep trying to
Huge.
modernize bowling, but why don't they go back to some
Yeah,
of the
go-
vintage
go
stuff?
vintage, yeah,
Serve
totally.
high lives.
Write down your score on a projector.
Yeah.
On a transparency.
I think it'd be so much more fun. And I hate. I'm not a smoker, and I don't love being around cigarette smoke. But when I go to a bowling alley and
Yes.
it doesn't smell like cigarette
Yes.
smokes, I'm outraged.
I agree. Totally. Seriously,
There's
I've
certain
said that-
environments where it should.
Yes.
That-
It's the only public place where smoking should be legal.
And encouraged.
And yeah, you should get a pack inside your shoes when
Yeah.
you're wearing your shoes.
That's part of the whole bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you go into these super clean, like these new kind of techie bowling alleys, and they're like no smoking. You're like, well, what are we even doing here?
At least let me vape. Gosh.
Yeah. I would have a strict no vaping policy.
But smoking.
Marlboro Reds, we are free.
Yeah.
We have a free cigarette machine.
Right. Lucky Strikes right over there. Mm-hmm.
No, this is such a classic. It's just a fun one to sit around like we are with your buddies and quote and talk about. It's a meaningless movie, but it has a lot of meaning to, like, I don't know, to just like our generation of guys, right? I mean, it's just like sort of a meaningful movie in a weird way, even though it shouldn't. It's a completely kind of frothy, silly mystery, but there's something inherently artistic about it in how smart the screenplay is and how well shot it is and how great these performances are. And it's a bummer. Did either of them get nominated?
No.
Did Goodman that's such a shame.
No
Can't believe
nominations.
Goodman didn't get a nomination.
If this movie's made now, Goodman probably wins supporting actor. It's such a meaty part, but I don't think that was still like no comedies at all ever for anything.
Yep. It was nominated for Best Picture by the Dallas-Fort Worth Film Critics Association.
That's right.
So we did it.
Yeah,
we did it, guys.
As we should have. Well, anyway, all right. Let's do grades. I'll start with myself. A+, man. One of my favorite movies ever. I don't know if it's in my top 10 of all time, but it's probably in my top 10. Like, I put it to you this way: I have like 9 Blu-rays. This is one of them.
Right.
I'll always own this movie in some capacity.
Right.
Brian, what about you?
It's an A+ for me too. I think it's their third best movie behind No Country for Old Men and Fargo. But I could jump it above Fargo probably if I had to.
Kent is lunging at you.
I know, but also it is their most rewatchable movie. And, and maybe the most enjoyable. Like I'm not super keen on like sitting down. Oh, it's a nice Sunday afternoon. I'm going to sit here and watch No Country for Old Men. But Lebowski, totally. I mean, it has.
Oh yeah, I try. I watch this at least once a year.
Sorry.
Kent, how about you?
This is some great.
Yes.
Where the camera's inside the ball. That's some great
that's
Roger Deakins work there. I give this an A+. The thing about the Coens, they're my favorite directors. I've made that very clear on the show. Fargo's my number 1. I could make an argument to put 3 Coen movies in my top 10.
Yeah.
I just felt like I should only represent them with one movie.
I'm with
this
you.
is it, and it's number 1.
I
think it's super strong, super rewatchable.
Postal.
Maybe the most random Coen Brothers movie, because you see with this
It's
and
out
with
there.
Raising Arizona, like they could do straight comedies if they wanted to, but the fact that they do what they do now is they just do whatever interests them. I understand that.
Gosh, those jellies are so awesome.
Incredible. Jeff Bridges should have been nominated for this too as well.
Yeah,
he's just so good, and he can kind of adopt. I mean, imagine him. How many people come up to him?
He owns
with
it,
the dude. I mean, he loves it.
He loves it. I mean, I think whenever. I don't remember when was it when Goodman was getting his Walk of Fame or something? He showed up as the dude, or was it vice versa?
There
was some Hollywood thing where one of them showed up as the character and made the other one really happy. Like they just both love it still, which is awesome. Remember those car phones?
Gosh,
I do.
It's super. We talked about this a little before. It's so great that this movie was made in '97. It came out in '98.
Yeah,
and it takes place in 1992 for no real reason other than some Gulf War stuff.
Yeah. They wanted that one line, basically. Yeah.
And everything is, if you notice, they went through pains to like...
Yeah, they made it.
They made it Walter's fatigues.
It's not anachronistic.
He's so
The Ringer, man. The Whites.
He, his Del Taco. Walter's very, in the scene, in the fatigues, very Steve Bannon chic. There he is, look at that. Beautiful.
Only a couple layers.
I know, but the jacket. All right, so A+ from both of you.
Yeah, I give it an A+,
from me.
and it's
Look,
strong.
if you've never seen this and you're just listening to us and mindlessly quote, check this movie out, man. Especially if you love a great comedy. This is such a great lesson in screenwriting and writing and dialogue and acting. It's more. The total is more than the sum. The sum is more than the parts, or whatever that expression is. We're on like episode 9.
Yeah.
But it all of it is silly, and it kind of creates something beautiful while never losing its silliness.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's absurd. It becomes absurd and really beautiful and a great film.
This is also, Richard, to your point, this is a great intro to dark comedies, comedies that aren't the Adam Sandler,
Yes.
normal, what you would see in the theater types of comedy movies, the Kevin Hart movies that come out.
Yep.
This is a great intro to a different genre of comedy.
A little more highbrow.
A little more highbrow, and this is a great intro to some of the Noah Baumbach stuff, or Wes Anderson, or those types of movies that if you don't understand that, this is a great starting point.
Sure. Completely agree. It's very accessible. Anyway, Kent, where can I find you on social medias?
Find me on the Twitter, Kent Garrison, and I'll follow you on there too.
No, you won't. You won't follow
that.
Yeah,
I promise.
You don't even follow us.
That's true. Well,
Brian,
everyone knows why.
Brian, where can I slide into those DMs to me? Brian, where can I find you?
You can find me on the Twitter, bgill12. You can find my writing at madaboutmoviespodcast.com and the Mad About Movies Podcast newsletter. Richard, where can we find you?
You can find me on all the social media in the world at Richard Bardon, Bardon. You can find my writing at madaboutmoviespodcast.com or the Mad About Movies Podcast newsletter. You can find the show at Mad About Movies on Twitter, the madaboutmoviespodcast.com. We're on Instagram. We're everywhere. Head over to madaboutmoviespodcast.com/VIP to sign up for the VIP feed that this is a little preview of. We've got some awesome content coming up there all year. We've got some AMAs coming, some chats, some extra episodes, some goodie bags. We've got all kinds of fun stuff. So sign up for that. Hit madaboutmoviespodcast.com/newsletter if you want a monthly email newsletter from us. With some fun articles and stuff like that. So, for Brian, for Kent, I'm Richard. Also, for the dude and Walter, we will see you at the bowling alley.
Hey, baby, I hear the blues are calling. Tossed salads and scrambled eggs. And maybe I seem a bit confused. Yeah, maybe, but I got you pegged. But I don't know what to do with those tossed salads and scrambled eggs. They're calling again. Scrambled eggs all over my face. They're making me the salads and scrambled eggs. They're calling again.